My name is Brian, and you're watching Survival on Purpose. Welcome back to Survival on Purpose. Thanks for joining me again. I just received this Schrade SCHF42. I got to tell you, I got this knife yesterday. Schrade was kind enough to send this to me so I could show it to you. And I don't know if you can see this. It's just, everything about this knife is just, I don't know, I like it a lot. I just got it. Haven't even used it. You can see it's pristine clean, except to just fondle it for a while. I mean, I sat there last night and just, it was, if you'd have seen it, it would have been pathetic and sad, I'm telling you. Okay, so let me tell you a little bit about this knife. It's a Griffin design knife by Schrade. It is a 1095 steel, full flat grind, very slight recurve. I know Schrade likes the recurves. A lot of people don't like them. This is pretty slight, but it's got what's called a grivery handle. And I asked the guys at Schrade what that actually meant, and I got a 3-paragraph description that basically says it is a synthetic material that is really stable and is capable of being extremely well bonded to different materials and just super hard, stable material. So it's really good for making things like knife handles out of. I got to tell you, I like Schrades, but this one here, just, man, I'm telling you, it's very, very pretty. The fit and finish on this thing is extremely precise. It's a full tang. The back of the tang has kind of got this little bit of a jimping type roughness on it. I guess you could use that for crushing shells or crushing bark or making tinder or whatever. It's got a nice little palm swell in the handle here. Just a little bit of a finger notch here. A little jimping on back, and the edge comes all the way to the little bit of a finger guard here. Extremely sharp point, kind of a drop point design. Again, the blade on this thing is 5.12 inches or 13 centimeters. The handle length is 4.83 inches or 12.25 centimeters. Overall length of 9.95 inches, almost 10 inches, which is about 25.27 centimeters. And it weighs 0.62 pounds, which I'll try to put the grams down there for you guys that care about that. But it comes also with a leather sheath. It's nothing fancy, it's just a leather sheath. It's an old school leather sheath. It's got a big belt loop here. Fits in there nice. Got a really nice triple welt, double welt there. And it's a snap closure. It's really a super traditional sheath for a super traditionally styled knife. And, just real solid, of course, just a nice leather sheath. I just got to tell you, this thing is just screaming out to be used. This handle just feels so good to me. The palm swell and everything just works. Without further ado, let's just go ahead and put this thing in some wood and see what happens. All right, here we go. This is again the SCHF42, a full flat grind, 1095, high carbon steel. Got a really nice 90-degree spine and really smooth coating. I like this coating. So what I thought we'd do is just do some real world use stuff here. I've got a piece of, this is actually poplar. We'll go ahead and, let me back you up a little bit and we'll see if we can go ahead and just baton this out down into a manageable fire size. I know I'm gonna get it from people who tell me there's no need to baton wood, but I don't really care. We're gonna go ahead and do it anyway. This is, I think, entirely reasonable. Take my shiny new knife and beat the heck out of it. Go ahead and baton this out just a little bit. That's why I like to use a knife, because there's no way you can do this small and this precise, this detail work with a hatchet. Just can't do it. Okay, so we got that. Let's see what we can do with a little carving here. See how sharp this thing really turns out to be. Pop you down here again. Oh, nice. Just telling you, this feels really good. Got a great feel, great control. This again is some really dry poplar, which doesn't necessarily feather all that great. So not bad at all. So let's try something different. Okay, just for kicks, I got a piece of really dry cedar here. We'll see if this does any better than the poplar, because there's different kinds of wood and they definitely carve differently and feel differently. This thing, this cedar curls really well here. Kind of pretty, makes some pretty curls too, doesn't it? So, you know, got my old piece of fat wood here that I've carved on a lot. Carve off a big chunk of that. Just see how well she scrapes some fat wood here with that spine. You know, you get this stuff here that burns like gasoline. Handle's pretty comfortable. I'm going to do a little bit of hard carving, and then we're going to see if we can get us a fire going here. So I'll just take this piece of cedar. It's pretty tough. That red cedar is really hard, and do some pretty serious shaving with it. I just want to see how comfortable this grivery handle is, or whatever you want to call it. I'm not detecting even the beginning of any hot spots. This thing is smooth, and the screws are recessed. Really, really good in my opinion. Okay, so let's take our fat wood that we scraped off here. And actually I've got my little homemade fat wood handled fire steel here, ferro rod. Maybe scrape off a little more off of there. Now we'll see how well she does actually striking. And once we got a little bit of a coating off the edge, it works like a champ. Put these feathers on there. Okay, I'm pretty confident that I could take that little fire there and turn it into a roaring bonfire if I needed to, but we're not going to do that right now, top of the stump. So there's no way I can translate to you in video how exceptionally well balanced and functional and crafted this knife is. It just absolutely feels so good in your hand. It's and I think it's the handle shaped so that, you know, there's no matter what size hand you've got, I think it's going to be okay. You can see my hand is kind of medium sized to small, and so I've got a little bit left on the end here if I really grip it tight, but it doesn't, that's fine. It's still got control, so there's room for a larger handle, but it doesn't feel too big in my hand either. So Griffin design, just a great job. It's just the lines of this knife are very pretty. I'm telling you, I like this a lot. If you can't tell, this may be this may be kicking up towards the top of my favorites list real quickly, and I've only used it just what you just saw. But I don't see any opportunity even for a hot spots. There's nothing here that even feels remotely irritating in my hand, not even a little bit. And you know, this is not a huge, gigantic knife, so you're not going to baton great big stuff with it. And why would you want to? But for fire prep and just everyday task, have no problem in the world banging this thing. It's 1095 carbon steel. Schrade does a really good job on their heat treat so far on everything I've seen. Full flat grind with just a slight secondary bevel at the bottom for your edge. The grind on this thing is extremely even. I don't know if you probably can't see that, but it's really just a really even grind. Even Schrade's doing a great job on their edges. I like it. I like it a lot. So, and one thing that I know some of you guys are going to be asking about, I got to tell you, I knew from the minute that I opened the box, this thing was going to be very well balanced. You didn't think I was going to leave you hanging, did you? So anyway, this is the Scrade SCH42, I'm sorry, SCHF42 Griffin design, 1095 high carbon steel, full tang grivery handles, and full flat grind, super good knife. I'm telling you, this thing just feels like, it feels like quality is what it feels like. I hope this has been helpful. As always, thanks for watching Survival on Purpose. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for clicking that thumbs up. If you want to help the channel, please check out the Amazon links below. I really appreciate it. Don't forget to share this with your friends. And don't forget to check out the mystery video down there. try to put something new and different in there for you, maybe an oldie but goodie that you haven't seen. And hope you like it. Once again, my name's Brian. You're watching Survival on Purpose. Remember, survival's not an accident, so be prepared. See you next time.